You are interested in buying a home right now in San Diego, but you've got to sell your house first to make that happen, and you're a little bit nervous in this hot real estate market on where you're going to go next. Let's talk about how you buy a house and sell a house at the same time. Thank you so much for coming back to my YouTube channel. I'm Spade at Keller Williams Realty, where I help you make sense of the real estate market. Now, buying a house is scary enough and selling a house is scary enough, but when you have to do the two together, it gets a little bit frightening. So I wanted to make this video to help you understand the process of buying and selling at the same time and the steps that you're going to want to take. Now, if you miss any of these steps, including the very last step, it could be detrimental in the sale and the purchase of your home. So stick around to the end to find out what that last step is. Now, the first thing that we're going to want to do is evaluate the real estate market. And the first step in evaluating the real estate market is hiring a real estate expert, somebody who knows the area that your current home is in and the area that you're choosing to move to. If you are a seller, you are in a great position right now because it is a seller's market. Let me tell you what's happened over the last couple of days with some of my buyers. On one property that we wrote an offer on, there ended up 10 offers on that property. Another one, we had 14 offers we were competing with. Unfortunately, my clients didn't get either one. Now, they are writing very, very strong offers. A third client, we were going to write an offer on a property that had been on the market for 61 days. That's long for San Diego right now in this current market in spring 2023. When I reached out to the agent and asked them a little bit about what was going on and what we were going to put the offer together for, he told me not to waste my time, which is a red flag to me because telling another agent not to waste their time writing an offer is really taking money out of the seller's pocket. So whoever you talk to and whoever you decide to hire, and I hope that person is me, make sure that regardless of the offer, they are presenting it to you, because you're never going to know what you're going to get or what you can counter until you have that contract in front of you. The second step that you're going to want to take is you're going to want to hire an agent that has experience selling homes and buying homes at the same time. Let me explain why this is important. First and foremost, you have to make sure that the buyer of your property is keeping up to their time frames in the contract, and you're going to have to keep up to the time frames in your purchase contract on the replacement property that you're purchasing. If you hire two different agents to handle those pieces of business, chances are the two agents aren't going to be talking to each other, and you may miss some very important deadlines, and you might be putting your earnest money in jeopardy. So it's extremely important that you have the same agent helping you on both transactions. That way, you're not going to be missing any important deadlines. I had a client learn the hard way about this last year. I was working on the sale of the condo, and they decided to work with a different agent for the purchase of their condo. We narrowly missed some important deadlines that could have put their earnest money in jeopardy, and there would have been nothing I could do about it because I wasn't coordinating both sides of the transaction. Luckily, it worked out, but the panic button was hit for about 4 or 5 days, and that's very, very stressful. You don't want to lose any unintended sleep if you don't have to. The next step is you're going to want to determine your home's value. It's very important that you hit that mark quickly. You don't want to overprice your home in this market because buyers are super smart. They will not go look at your home if they think it's overpriced. Now, the lower your price, the more eyeballs you're going to get on the property, the more people you're going to get through the door, the more offers you're going to get, and that's going to drive the price up. That's what you want. You want multiple offers competing against each other. Remember when I told you about those 10 offers on one and 14 offers on another? That's the thing that you want to do. You want to get those multiple offers in, you want to generate those offers and get those built up. Before you go and put your home on the market, one of the most important things we have to do is determine how much equity you have in your home. So what I'm going to do is ask you for your mortgage statement and tell me what that number is. What is your loan payoff? Many of you actually know that number by heart, especially if your balance is pretty low. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a net sheet for you that's going to break down your closing costs and it's going to help guide you to tell you how much money approximately that you're going to net. Now, there's always going to be variables, but at least with that, you're going to generally have a good idea of how much equity you can roll over. You've heard me say this before, and I'm going to say it again. The first step, once you know how much equity you're going to get, is to then go through the pre-approval process so you know exactly how much money you can spend on the purchase of the new property. That's important. So we're going to want to speak to a qualified lender that's going to give you a full pre-approval, and they're going to make that pre-approval contingent on you selling your current home. Now, I know this is where it gets tricky because many people get a little bit nervous. They're like, Chris, I don't want to end up homeless. Well, we've got solutions to help you not end up homeless. One of the things that we're going to do is we're going to put a clause in the confidential remarks that says sale is contingent on the seller finding a suitable replacement property. That alerts all the buyers that you are looking for a new home and that it is contingent on you finding suitable housing. Otherwise, the sale does not have to go through. So that alerts the buyers up front that they know what they're getting into. One of the other things that I would suggest is if during the counteroffer process, we ask the buyers for a rent back. The reason we ask them for a rent back is so you can close the sale of your property with that 30-day escrow, and then you do a rent back up to 60 days beyond the closing date, so that way you can secure a new property, get through the inspection and escrow process, and comfortably have time to pack and move. Just remember, you can't go beyond 60 days because the buyer's lender won't allow you to go beyond 60 days. So 60 days is going to be our threshold for renting back on the property. If the buyers are trying to make their offer stand out, they're going to let you live there at no charge. You'll likely have to pay a little bit of a security deposit, but chances are you're not going to have to make a monthly rent payment on those couple months that you're going to stay in the house. If you can make the new purchase of your property with the money you have in savings, I would suggest that you do that because it's always better to close the escrow comfortably and let the buyers move in. But if you can start shopping for a home beforehand, that's going to be a lot better. And then you can close on the purchase of your property, move out, and then we can clean and stage your home, and then we can put that house on the market. That's in a perfect world. If you can't do that, then we're gonna have to go to that first route that we just talked about. Either one is absolutely okay. Here's another thing I know you haven't thought about. If you can, get a HELOC or home equity line of credit on your home. Take that HELOC and all the money that you get out of the HELOC to use as the purchase for your down payment on your new property. When you go to sell your property, you're going to pay off the balance of your loan plus the HELOC and everything. You might still have money to walk away with, but that is another way that you can assure that you're not going to be homeless. Here is the final step that I know that you have not thought about, and that is purchasing your home with a bridge loan. There are a lot of lenders who offer bridge loans out there. They tend to be a little bit higher in interest rates, but it is a way for you to buy a property, bridge that gap, sell your property, pay back all the loans, and move on to your next place. I'm Chris Spade at Keller Williams Realty. I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment below. I'd be happy to help you out. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to reach out to me. Also, if you would hit the subscribe button and click that little bell so every time you can be notified every time we drop fresh new content, that would be great. Thanks so much, everyone. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day.